Hey y'all. Sound of the country. Little four-wheeler. I wasn't going to come on this evening. It's a little late. Especially not today. But I've been concerned about some things. And the good Lord taught me a pretty cool lesson this evening. That old fire there's dwindling. Had a passing thunderstorm. That's where the lesson lies. I built the fire ahead of that thunderstorm because most of you that raise animals, or shoot, we got better than 150 chickens in there, and little ones coming on, and death happens. I don't necessarily like burying them or throwing them in the woods, so the best thing to do is kind of give them a Viking funeral, I guess I call it, and burn it. Burn the carcass. If it had a disease, that's red, and it just kind of the right thing to do, I think. So I lit that old fire, and then the thunder started rolling, like it is now. You can't hear it for that. It's all right. But it's been drying out around here pretty heavy. And I was looking at the first rainstorm, that little old tropical depression spinning around down there in the southern Gulf. Don't know if it's going to get this way or not. If it does, it'll come right on. But starting to address the size of my garden and my inability to water it. Never really worried about it before. Wasn't necessarily worried this round, but I was concerned, as I am with a lot of things around me. And picked a couple of cucumbers today off of one plant that's making, and corn's coming on. And had tomatoes aren't wilting, but they're starting to need a little aqua. So as I was burning that fire this evening, Jordan and I gathered up some wood, making use of the fire to burn the household trash. Started rolling in. The wind came out of my back, and I looked up them old thunder heads that we know so well this time of the year, and I'm like, man, am I going to get a little rain? So I jumped on the weather app, and the learned folks said there's no way. It's clear skies this evening. But just like me, when I think I've got all the answers, the learned folks don't always know what they think they know. So we got a little dust settling this afternoon or this evening. It's still kind of dripping off the canopies a little bit. The sun was gorgeous as it sat behind that old thunderhead. Full moon's high in the sky. But it really set me to thinking about concern. A lot of us are about things, but taught us a little better than that. At least for me. I'm a free will type of guy. I think the good Lord's got a way he could manage our every move, but he didn't create a bunch of robots. So he's not there to micromanage. And I'm not here to micromanage another man if I want to do what I'm supposed to do. So I learned tonight that I'm to plant the seed. I'm to tend the garden. Get the weeds out of it, things that might inhibit the right growth. And let him do it. Let him handle it. And wait on the harvest with expectancy. So, I don't know. Pretty proud tonight. See, I kicked the wet dirt back. We got dry underneath, but goodness, that little humidity that'll come up in the morning with the sunrise will really make these plants jump on up on it. Your fault if you're watching, because I take joy in the simple things. But for me, that's okay. Jordan was helping me burn, and we both got caught in the rain. I was in the goat pen, and I'm looking at him under the canopy of one of them big old elm trees. And I said, "You coming this way?" Over the rain. I had to get all the turkeys in because I've heard that they'll drown in the rain, but they wasn't having none of it. They went right on in the coop real quick. He said, "No, I'll go this way, Dad." He said, "I ain't getting wet anyway." I said, well, that's right. You're under that canopy. You're under shelter. And that's all right. He had that fire raging as it was doing its job. And the rain couldn't beat it out. Kind of hit me, I guess. Fire does what it's supposed to do. Always been one to wonder about that. You know, us as humans, a lot of things we can do. One thing we can't do is create that mysterious thing. It's called life. I'm not talking about procreating. I'm talking about breathing that breath of life, whether it be in grass or chickens or goats or plants or another human. But we sure know how to cause death, be it our tongue or a violent act. Good Lord's the only one that can give life. Sometimes we're the ones that take it away. I think we need to stay in our lane. Focus on the seeds of good. Put those in the ground. Tend it. And like I said, let him handle the rest. He'd been doing it long enough, hadn't he? Way before we showed up in diapers. Be a year this evening. Well, a year last night, but calendar date will be a year this evening. Mom went on. Wanted to blame this rain on her because she knew I needed it, but it's much bigger than that. Nature takes its own course. If I leave these plants and these weeds and these flowers will be watered right on as they need to, right? But then we try to get involved. I'm gonna try to stop doing that so much. Run toward the faith. Read a little story about that, but we'll say that for another night because it's getting dark good. Good and dark, as the old timers would say. Let's see if I can do a real quick roll call. I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if it's going to show up on here. That water on that pine tree looks good to me. It's going to be exploding tomorrow again. I'm going to run through it real quick, and we're going to check off because it's darker than it looks on this camera. And I don't want to fall down. I won't. But these big old rubber boots get clumsy in this wet. There's Cheryl Swain, waiting on the storm to hit us, home of Louisiana. Hope it's nothing. Garden looked great. Well, we didn't have anything but a little thunder. And no lightning, just a good, slow, steady rain. We probably got 1/8 of an inch, but shoot, I'd have taken just a little sprinkle at this point. Just perfect. There's Joyce. Good evening to you. Kathy from Bernie. Blessings to you. My good friend Donna's checking in with Wild Man. How are you, ma'am? There's Nancy from Aransas Pass. My old eye's getting bad, y'all. Arkansas in the house with Suzanne. Linda, thank you. Garden looks good. Appreciate you. There's Mr. Randy Bass, good friend, classmate from just a couple years back. I think we graduated, wasn't it? We'll leave it at that. Good to see you checking in, buddy. Appreciate all you do. There's rolling on down. There's Dorothy Dean. Had a little thunder, but nothing else. I'm sorry. Clute, Texas is here. Thank you for that. There's Senora Hernandez. Nature always takes its course. That's right, man. We'd do well to remember that. Teddy Gardner saying howdy from North Carolina Hills. Had a nice shower in the sunset today. Beautiful sight. Yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. Excuse me. There's Miss Veronica. Come whisper to the tomato plants. Well, I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with it. All I did was plant a seed and did some weeding. That's about all I can say on that deal. AC Charles checking in. There's Nancy. Melinda from Oregon. That's my good friend there, boy. She's a dear friend. Thank you for catching me live, I guess. Happy Tuesday to you, Mike. I know you posted in our Washboard Musings group a little bit ago as I was taking a picture of that rain. Little old group I created. Nothing special, I guess, but sometimes you don't want to go into a long video and a bunch of talking, so I just capture the moment as it is. But anyway, I was posting a video of the rain as it was falling a while ago, and 90 degrees here, and Mike thought that was funny out in Cottonwood, California. There's Sandra. Nacogdoches, yes ma'am, that's right. Oh, it is Wednesday. Did you throw me off? What did I say anyway? Oh, he said Thursday. Anyway, it'll be Thursday soon enough, right? It's supposed to be Wednesday till late this evening, and it'll click over, right? What old Chicago say? Who knows? Who really knows what time it is? Thought about an old James Taylor song looking at that fire. It was just, that rain was getting it. I mean, coming down now, but that fire was still doing its thing. But we got the little casualties sent off with a Viking funeral. It's just part of farm life. I like to call it a Viking funeral. Gives them a little honor, I guess. Call me silly if you want to, but that's all right. Sissy is ready for the night watch, and I'm ready to hit the old sack and call it another evening. I did hear from Misty up in Texarkana that was going to that quadruple bypass we mentioned the other evening, and made it through fine. She's on the mend, and prayers for a quick recovery for her. That's good stuff. Of course, we never had a doubt, but we trust, don't we? Y'all have a good evening, and I might think on that a little bit. Maybe we need to plant a few more seeds of love and goodness and get out of the way. Keep the weeds out of our life and the distractions. Let the good Lord handle it. Shoot, he's the one that hung the moon and the stars. I imagine he knows what he's doing, don't he? Stand up for what's right where we see wrong and do what we can, right? Ooh, it's got dark, y'all. Good night. Be the light. I'm going to have to find one pretty quick. We'll see you.